Hi everyone, I'm MaryAnn. I'm a visual artist and voice coach from Singapore, currently in Singapore, and welcome to day 40 of my 100-day vlog project. So this is a daily vlog series where I share what I've learned about the creative process, about the artist's journey, about manifesting your dreams, pursuing your passion, finding a worthy and meaningful purpose in your life, personal growth and evolution, and all these things that I love sharing about. So feel free to ask me questions in the comments, or you can directly message me through any of my social media links in the write-ups attached to these videos. So yesterday I talked about how we are all practitioners in our own lives and figuring out, the best life that we can live for ourselves, and discovering who we are and what really matters to us and what we're really aligned to and what we are all about, basically. And I think, a lot of it is a process of uncovering ourselves, and not so much, I think I talked yesterday about getting epiphanies and getting realizations, and how that only happens because we have been, seeking and doing the work of, digging deeper and challenging our comfort zone and discovering more about ourselves. And I think there might be a misconception that we are looking for something external to give us the answers, but really the answers we need come from within us. Just like how the barriers that stop us from pushing the boundaries of our comfort zone also come from within us. So I believe the answers, we already have them. They're already with us, and I like to think that when we were born, the answers we needed and everything we needed already existed within us. We just didn't necessarily have the intellectual capacity and awareness to understand what it was all about. But then again, our intellectual capacity isn't the only way that we understand the world, and there's also our emotional side. There's also like our instinctive side, there's also our sexual body, and it's a very, I think we are very complex and very fascinating creatures and there's so much that we really don't know about how our mind works and how our psychology really works, despite all the research that we have. So I like to keep an open mind, and I like to believe that we have limitless possibilities. And yeah, and it's just a process. I guess anything is possible, and I guess as we are unfolding our lives and unfolding who we are really, I think what we're really doing is we're digging deeper into ourselves to find the answers that are already there, that we have somehow kind of buried or kept hidden away, or we might even have rejected it, and that's why our current consciousness can't see it. So there's an iceberg theory when it comes to our consciousness, that an iceberg, right, like what we see above the water apparently is only like 1% of the entire size of that iceberg, and how deep it really goes into the depths of the water. So in the same way, our consciousness is like that. Like, we are only aware of like 1% of of ourselves at any one point in time, and there's like 99% of ourselves, probably more, that we have completely no conscious awareness of. Like for example, like when we have dreams, like that's usually on a more subconscious level. A lot of times there are clues about ourselves in our dreams. It's not, our dreams are not just like processing whatever happened in a day. It is partly that, but I think there are also answers in your dreams that if you are more aware of yourself, and if you can pay attention to the patterns in your dreams, or if you're able to do lucid dreaming, you can actually uncover more things about yourself in that process. So anyway, back to what I'm saying about how there's so much about ourselves that we have no idea of, right? 99% of ourselves is underwater, like the iceberg. And that's why I think, we actually have many possibilities. But the problem is we have somehow learned to kind of cut those things out of ourselves, and cut those things out of our lives, and cut those things out of our awareness. So you see, when you look at babies, they're very free in their expression. They're very curious, and when you look at their eyes, it's like they're so bright, and they look at everything with this sense of like, hey, what is that? can I eat that? Can I play with that? I mean, I don't know how they think really, but we were all there once, right? But somehow as we got older, we no longer have the same kind of freedom that you see in a child. Like children, they're very, when they're unhappy, they really express it. They don't care what anyone thinks, except maybe as they get older and they become more self-conscious. But really young children really don't care what people think of them. Babies really don't care. They just poop, at will. Well, not even at will, like they can't even control it, and they have no sense of embarrassment around that. So clearly, embarrassment, is something that we learned as we got older. Which also means that a lot of the so-called right behaviors of how we're supposed to present ourselves in society, in civilized society, it's all these rules and restrictions and regulations that we have to adopt along the way, because that is just what the status quo is. That's what the majority have agreed upon as the right way to function in this society as a sane human being. But a lot of times these are really restrictions on us. These are the things that we have come to accept, and we get very attached to them, and that's why we no longer can see who we really are, and how vast we really are, and how amazing we really can be if we were able to tap into that full potential. 99% is a lot of potential. So I think the process of growth and evolution of ourselves, I think part of it also is to uncover what that 99% is. So whatever you're growing in yourself isn't so much as something external that you adopt and you say that, oh, I'm going to learn this new skill now. I think it's also a process of going inwards and going deeper and uncovering more about yourself that is already there and already existing. And a lot of times it's about honestly, okay, if we did not have our limitations, if we were not so, stuck on the rules and how we're supposed to behave, and, our, limiting beliefs like I'm not good enough, I can't do it, if we were not so stuck on those things, we could easily learn any skill in the world. Because, skills a lot of times is just a very technical thing that you just repeat over and over again. You practice and repeat over and over again. Eventually you're going to get it. Eventually you're going to master something. But why it's so difficult for us to master something is not because of learning the skill itself, but because of our lack of discipline, of these voices in our head that restrict us, of these things that prevent us from coming out of our comfort zone, and all these limit us from really interacting with things as they are, because really we're just living in the limitations in our heads. So I know today's topic is a little bit, it might be a little bit abstract and out there, but I hope that it has given you some inclination as to where your progression and where your growth and evolution is really going towards. It's not so much about extending. It's not so much about adding more to yourself, but rather removing some of these limitations and restrictions and unconscious conditioning that you have had over the years, such that you can see more of what is authentically you and what and the vast potential that you already have to begin with. So if you like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page wherever you're watching it on, and feel free to ask your questions in the comments, or you can directly message me, and I will see you tomorrow.